All right. Hi, everybody. This is Wes from Marlee Paranormal, and we also have
Don from Red Cell Paranormal.
in the topic mental health, mental illness, that kind of thing. It is a big issue, and I know that a lot of people suffer from that. I myself do. I'm not afraid to say so. I've had my own demons with that. Anything you guys want to say?
Yeah, I have too for quite a long time, and I have no shame in saying it.
Yep, me too, since I was 8 years old. My first episode, so long time as I'm in my 40s now.
And yeah, I'd have like teachers come up to me and say, "Lou," because that's what I went by. Lou, or Louis, what's wrong? And like, nothing. But I'd always just look sad, and like even in my adoption records, a lot.
I'll just stick it in now. Uh,
Honestly, I think 8 years old. Yeah, about 8, 9 was when it really started for me too. Um, what it was that I was kind of content living in Winnipeg with just my mom. She was a single mom, and then she met, who was to be my stepfather, and we moved out to Selkirk here. And being in Selkirk, I left my complete all my friends behind in Winnipeg from school who were moving on, and I should have been moving on with them. And I came into this toxic atmosphere that I didn't get out of for the next, I guess, 5 years or whatever, from like the third to the eighth grade. So my math's probably bad, whatever. But, like literally, it was terrible for me.
So what was
It
going on
was
there?
constant bullying, constant fighting,
Mm-hmm.
just, kids doing completely shitty things.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
uh, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I could remember going back, like, just fist fights. I was the kind of kid that would, I would eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. 2 weeks later, I'd break your friggin' head. That's the kind of
Mm-hmm.
person that I was. And I think one of the worst times was probably in the fourth grade, and that was actually, here's a big reveal for everybody. That was the first time I tried to kill myself. Was when I was 10 years old, and I was
Wow.
really
oh,
really fucked stupid. And I had one of those metal things that goes over top of the top of your door, and then you can hang things on there. And I took a tie and I put it on there and I tried to hang myself and the fucking thing broke and I
Mm.
fell
oh,
on the ground. And then my dad came in and he seen a tie around my neck and he gave me a whooping a little bit, like, what's your problem? You know what I mean? And because they were making it hell for me, and my family would always say, "Well, you're lazy, you're manipulative,
Mm.
yada yada yada." So nobody was on my side, and that's how I feel, anyways. And so um, that was the first time, and
oh, God.
and then I kept living through that, being miserable. And one other time it was really bad. I actually broke a kid's ribs with my desk. Is My grandfather passed away in the sixth grade, so I was about 12 years old then, and I used to play ice hockey, stuff like that. And I played ice hockey on the same team with this kid. And I just come back. My grandfather passed away. I'd spent like a week and a half with my grandmother, helping her do things around, but they still had the farm at that time and everything. And so I come back from school, or come back to school from there, and we were sitting in class, and this kid goes, it's this Kyle Wilkinson kid, name drop. He says to me, "You probably, or your grandfather committed suicide because he had a grandson like you." And so I
Wow.
walked over and I picked up the
Oh,
desk,
my
and
God.
it was one of those desks that you could raise like this, and get your stuff inside. So I picked the desk up and then I started ramming the thing down onto his rib. And then the sixth grade teacher busted me over, you know what I mean? Finally, but I managed to crack like five of his ribs with it, and it was just a lot of violence. And then by the time the eighth grade came around, I mean, it was just like I didn't get suspended anymore. I didn't get detention. They would send me home to cool off, you know? And then I just didn't ever want to go back. And so eventually I just, it was constant, not going, fuck you, everything else. And so, and then eventually I actually had to move schools into the city. And then, there was a whole other monster that happened there that, it was terrible, but it did lead to post traumatic stress disorder and things like that happened in my teens. And so yeah, that's mental health is really important. I
Hmm.
didn't feel that I had anybody to go to, even though my mom was like, you could always talk to me about anything. She was still the same person that was calling me lazy and
Mm.
you're this and manipulative to people and whatever
Yeah,
and
it's
all this
unfortunate with
other
that
crap. So
circumstance.
you have nowhere to. I felt like I had nowhere to turn,
Yeah.
But also
and
parents, though, in that era, because my mum still doesn't believe. I mean, she's 76 now. She still thinks depression's all made up, and you know,
yeah,
it's the time and age from where they were from as well. From when they're from, there wasn't such a thing as mental illness. I suppose the closest they got to it were after the war with shell shock and things like that.
yeah,
That was kind of the only thing they kind of registered, and they just don't get depression. The generation above man, they just don't understand it. They don't know it, and I think it was probably, like I said, I'm in my 40s now, and I think it was probably just my generation that it started to come to the forefront. But
yeah,
even in children now, they don't diagnose well. They don't do. I think my daughter suffers with depression, and they put her through to the mental health team. And do you know what they wanted her to do? Go
hmm.
running. Go running, because apparently that was going to help her.
Go running.
Yeah,
Wow.
they have a big group of people suffering apparently, of children, and they take them running. Chloe said, "I don't
Pick
take them
yourself
running."
up, dust yourself off, start all over again. There you go. You're better now. Go for a jog. Go
I
for a
am
jog.
Yeah.
Mel's in now
Find
and
a
Steve.
hobby.
Yeah, it's just like when you go to see a physician and you say I'm in a lot of pain and tell you to take Advil and leave.
Yeah,
You
just for the
know,
just for the people in the chat, if you want to join in on the panel, we're inviting as many people who want to join in on the panel today. Just experiences, if you feel comfortable doing that,
yeah,
just let me know in 8 months.
Who,
yeah,
I mean, my other half, also my carer, and he is fantastic. He is, but I know it's hard on him, and it's hard on my kids, especially for the last 5 years. Not go out and literally living in my bedroom. It's
hmm,
hard on the whole family. Christ, sometimes, please, mum, just come out with me. Just come to the shops, or you know, and I'll try some days, but I'll get out the car and like full blown panic attack start for them, you know, and I don't want to stop trying. I think that's the day I'll die, is when I stop trying. That's the day I'll
Hmm.
just give up all hope, I think. So I do try. Every so often I'll say, we'll you know, you
What's that?
I have a bug crawling on me.
Oh,
know.
I'm not up there.
people on what they heard. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? A
an hour
lot
a
of them
month if you're
are,
lucky.
yeah, and I mean, once a doctor tried to say I had a schizoid personality disorder, and I left as a complete antithetical of what I actually had, and I actually brought it up to like my main psychologist slash psychiatrist before he had retired and everything. I saw him for 10 years. 12 years, and he said, yeah, that guy's a complete idiot, the work that I did with Dr. Barchette was so great that I learned so much about not just myself but about other mental disorders and conditions, and like him and I would sit there and talk about it. So
Hmm.
he was
At
the
least
kind
he
of
didn't tell
doctor.
you to eat broccoli.
Yeah.
Oh, he told me to actually cut out sugars because
Cut
because a
out
lot of
sugars.
the yeah, well, because a lot of the what do you call it? The meds would cause weight gain and stuff like that. And so he
Yeah, they
said
do.
like because he worked out of the mental hospital here as well, and he said a lot of the patients were very, very large because they were drinking the sugars and then taking the medicine. So that was like he said you need to just kind of cut down the sugary drinks and stuff like that. And because obviously the meds, if they cause weight gain, they cause weight gain. But I mean, I used to be on a ton of meds, and now it's still quite a few, but not as many as before. So I've
Yeah.
come off of quite a bit of medications over the years. things that just, he used them, he blasted something out of me, and then it was done, and then I didn't need to be on the meds anymore.
You
And
see,
he
I
was
can't meds now because I had medication. So,
exactly,
and I can't go to my GP, and they won't come to get prescribed anything. So, literally for the last years, I've been on nothing through them all.
yeah,
you know, and they stop working after you get to the point where they're not working for you anymore because they've been on
yeah.
them too long or whatever.
I
So,
completely understand. I
but I mean,
completely
that's
understand.
kind of half the reason I'm stuck in the house because I can't get any help to
Yeah,
go out. I can phone the mental health team up and they'll arrange appointments to come to me, but
yep.
I can't get a doctor to see me.
Well, guys, it looks like the stream is like completely gone on its. Oh, wait, it's back again. Wasn't there, then it was.
I think
Okay.
that's what it keeps doing, isn't it? It can in and
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I've
So
got it.
I don't know if you guys want to just cut it short. Maybe we'll do this a different day, just so that we can actually do the stream properly. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Just
No worries at all.
I just feel this is an important topic, and I'd rather give it the
The respect it kind of deserves.
exactly.
That everybody can be heard, and we wanted our chatters to talk to you as well today. So,
Yeah.
no, I really agree with you, Wes. I
Most
think that
definitely, yeah, because it does. I mean, it's great that you're actually doing it, Wes, because I think it's a lot.
shouldn't be demonized for it either. You have a lot of people that do admit on other streams, I take this medication, and then there might be a fight, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're pills," and it's like, "Oh, come on."
You know what I'd say to them? I'd tell
Yeah.
them all to fuck off if it were me, because
Oh, absolutely,
I just don't have the fucking patience for idiots. I just don't suffer fucking fools at all. And
Yeah.
half of them don't know what they're talking about. They're just knobheads. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of
exactly.
people look at you strange. You say you have a mental illness. It's like they're scared of you or something. Like, oh, okay, I'm not like going to kill you like right here.
Exactly.
waste your time on idiots anyway.